The right-wing people are always saying everyone's like a pedophile, and left-wing people all say everyone's racist, homophobic, every different phobic and ableism and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So gays against groomers. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of it, yeah.
Are you in it? That's kind of tough for you because you're a gay and a groomer.
I'm gay and a groomer. I'm gays for grooming. Gays for grooming.
That's
a very
groomers.
It's a very underrepresented group online. Is the gays for groomers? Nobody's standing up for them, you know.
Well, I guess what happened is it's girls, but I thought it was guys at the beginning, which.
I think it was both, but I think just the person who's accounted.
So they got kicked. They basically would post stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Treatment.
Yeah, so they would post stuff like this, I guess, and be like, look at this pervert or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And they got kicked off everything. But to me, the same with like libs of TikTok and stuff like that. It's like, I just don't see how what they're doing is any different than what Sean King or any of those people do. Because all of them basically go, hey, look at this person. You should be mad about it kind of deal, right?
Of course.
And they, and I've always said, like, the internet's so big that you could find, if you want to post something, you could find any narrative and stick to it. You go, hey, look, there's all these redheads committing crime. Here's 4 redheads a day that like, committed a crime, right? There's like an epidemic. But so and I don't think it's like a hot take to say that it's, there's more censorship on the right wing side or whatever. Of course. Right? But it is crazy that they kicked him off like PayPal. All of this. The
craziest thing to me is I want to understand the mechanics of how, like with the Tate thing, all like this, where like how does PayPal and like Google and then Meta, like how are they all coordinating? Like how does that work? Like these are separate companies. Like I understand how Meta says like you're kicked off Facebook and WhatsApp and Instagram because these are all of our things.
My guess.
How does PayPal get involved?
Well, PayPal's been pretty bad with this.
I know that, but I'm saying
especially
like, how
crazy
did they
thinking about it is like that was originally like Peter Thiel, fucking Elon Musk, and David Sachs, and those guys.
Of course, but how did they
literally
get
like all of the fucking like whatever
boys,
quote unquote based entrepreneurs or whatever? You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, how do they like? Is there a memo? Does Meta have like someone at PayPal and just go, so you know they're problematic, we kick them off if you want to go do your thing?
No, my take is that, and I don't know this for a fact, but my guess would be that it's straight up that once one of these places kicks someone off, it's a news story, and essentially someone working at Google is paying attention to like press, you know what I mean? So if it's like, hey, Facebook ban this person from every platforms, Google kind of sees this and goes, hey, are we going to make a call on this one now that it's in public?
I mean, but like the Tate thing, I feel like it all happened in 6 hours.
Well, that
was not,
I guess
like,
you're the more...
Those things move slow.
So that's the question of whether it's like a conspiracy or not, you know what I mean?
Which I think it is.
Well, it may be, but I'm kind of, in my point, it's like, it almost could be the same thing could happen without it even being like, diabolical. Like these things happen real quick. Like unless it was the same minute. If Facebook deletes Andrew Tate, it's not crazy for in half an hour Google to have like got that information, had a fucking emergency meeting about it, and then did it.
But what's the emergency?
Like we're going to get bad press because they're going to be like, oh, look, Facebook deleted this guy, but he's still allowed on Google. I guess that's, but again, it could be what you're saying too. It could be there's this underground network, like they're all in a group chat.
Probably. I mean, they're all in San Francisco. They're all like probably know each other. I'm sure you move from Google to Meta and blow it.
What are we doing about this Tate guy? It's screwing up our ads.
Someone just messages their friend at the other company or PayPal and go, hey, just like we kicked this guy off. Like,
yeah.
You guys
so I think either of those, like I'm not even saying it's possible that, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it's not even hard to imagine the conspiracy. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. I'm just saying it's like, why are these separate entities coordinating like this?
I know.
It's weird.
You know what it kind of is? Like, it is wild that everyone in like mainstream is just accepted within 3 years that being into conspiracies is bad. Like, it's like a slur now kind of in their community to be like,
yeah, it used to be like JFK. I'm talking about this, but it's like it used to be aliens and JFK.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like conspiracies were like a hobby.
The fact that they got everyone on board with like anyone who questions anything's like a bad news guy. Like, oh, he's one of those, you'll hear people that are normal, just it like actually got into their brains. Well, they'll go, oh, he's like a conspiracy guy. And you go, oh, so cool.
Yeah. It used to be like
Fun.
a cool, fun thing, and now it's like this.
All my
total
friends who are into
absurd-
conspiracies are fun. I like conspiracies.
and now it's just even like the wacky ones. You go like, it's hilarious, like it's funny and it's wacky.
Yeah, if I had a friend
and-
that's like super into flat Earth, I wouldn't be like, "Can you believe?
yeah, like we need to like remove this guy from the internet.
Oh, we need this guy gone."
Yeah, but now it's become this like it's somehow become a partisan thing where it's like generally a right.
yeah.
Even though there's like
That's how they
no
did it.
shortage of left wing conspiracy people, but
They just don't get to call. They just don't call this conspiracies.
They're truth seekers. They're not conspiracy.
Well, I think theirs. They don't. They're just like. They don't even say they're truth seekers. They would be just like.
like
this is
Rachel,
true.
like Rachel Maddow is on par of a conspiracy theorist as Alex Jones.
As far as who's right the same amount
yeah,
of time.
exactly. Like in terms of
Sure.
who's peddling things that are wrong.
Peddling's a good word, by
Right,
the way.
but you're like saying things are
They are
wrong.
peddling.
Right, like they're probably on par if you rank them. But like she's like a trusted source of news and truth, and he's like this nut job conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, it's and I guess it's just like it's almost
Dude, there's a video going around of her right now where she's like this whole thing about the vaccine, where she was saying like. I was actually because Russell Brand got kicked off, or he had a video removed from YouTube, and then he's like, "I'm moving to Rumble. I'm done with YouTube." Whatever.
Yeah.
He's like officially gone on YouTube.
he don't need the ad revenue.
He doesn't need it, and he must have got some deal on Rumble, but he's like, "I'm
Oh,
gone."
I forgot about that. He
Yeah.
probably
Oh, he got a deal for sure.
Oh,
Especially now that-
judging.
Yeah, especially now that they're a public company. Shout out to Rumble. But he was posting this thing, and she did this whole video on her show on MSNBC. Like way more viewers than Alex Jones, 8 million viewers an episode, something like that. Where she's saying about the vaccine, she goes like, she goes, if you take the vaccine, then you can't transmit, and like this whole thing, and it's all false. Everything she said was false.
It's like now come out.
Verifiably false, and she had no proof of it at the time either. Right, but you're like nobody's going to be like, oh, we need to sue Rachel Maddow for these conspiracy theories, or like she's a
Or
conspiracy
she has some
theorist.
stink on her name because of it.
Nothing.
Even
No,
yeah.
nothing.
Absolutely
nothing.
nothing.
She gets to keep her show. She's like makes $20 million a year. Like nothing, no repercussions.
You're right though, because and there could be damages from that, and they basically, if anything, they're like more in the public because they were the good boy the whole time. You know what I mean?
they're peddling or whatever. They're pushing the conspiracies that are like the government sanctioned narratives, right?
Yes.
Like they're just saying like the government has their official line, and then they're just like the mouthpiece for the government.
So it kind of is like my point about it that I was thinking about when I was reading all this stuff. Like, and maybe this is obvious, but like it just when you're in it, things just kind of happen, and sometimes you don't like step back. Like even in your own life, it is like kind of crazy sometimes to step back and be like, yo, in like 3 years or something like that, the government and like whatever media was able to take like 160 billion people's brains and just be like, you think all of this now. And not only that,
Did you say 160 billion?
million.
Oh, okay.
Like half the country is
Yeah,
what
yeah,
my point
okay,
was.
okay.
160 million people to think this thing. And also anyone who doesn't is like an enemy of the people.
Yeah.
And it was like, that happened so quick.
I know.
So when you actually like zoom out,
And
you go,
I-
man, you almost like impressive what they can do.
And back to the conspiracy thing is like, a lot of people probably think that that's like a coordinated thing, and that there's people who are good at doing this kind of thing about pitting one half against another half, because that actually benefits like the people at the top to have everybody just fighting and
Yeah.
distracted. And like there's there might have been an actual plan to implement this, and it's just successful being implemented.
That's possible too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Open up your third eye. Yeah.
man.
Funny thing about my third eye is on my neck. Well, that was, anyways, we kind of got serious about that. But
Yeah.
the thing that was making me laugh about this was so Gays for Groomers is trying to find like groomers. But I was loving the idea that now that they got kicked off the platforms, they'd start doing like a Chris Hansen-y thing. But I was loving the idea of getting like they try to get like a guy who's, gay, but he's trying to get like some kid so they can tell him about his transitioning and tell him about being gay, and they get him over to the house, and it's just like 14 gay dudes being like, well, someone's in trouble. Like,
Yeah, it's like some like purple haired chick who's like, whatever, and he goes, "Why don't you have a say?"
yeah, just like, but it's like a bunch of
What's
them.
with all this Mike's Hard Lemonade?
Yeah. That was killing me.
They
The
always
idea
like Mike's Hard.
of the show up. They go, all right, just here to meet my like 13-year-old to talk to them about reassigning their gender. And then they open the door. It's like legitimately like 50 gay dudes. Like they all got like
Like the Village People.
Yeah. And they go, You're gonna have to have a seat, girlfriend.
And they're like, "Are you the police?" He goes, "No."
One of us is. Yeah. No, that's Tom.
That's Tom.
I'm the Indian.
He just wears. He just dresses like that.
Are you guys the police? Tom is. I'm the construction worker.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that was fucking killing me, the idea. Just 14. That was me and Garrett Jameson when we were doing his CBC show that me and him did together that I like directed and wrote with him. We had a sketch where it was the guy with too many roommates, and you went to the house, and the guy has like, yeah, my roommate's there, but he has like, it was like 45 roommates, and we actually were gonna get like 40 extras, and all of them are in the room. And he goes, you know, that's Tom, my second roommate. This is my third roommate, and this is Jim, my actual roommate, like the actual same room.
Yeah.
And the girl being like, oh, this is a problem, and the guys all together, like 45 guys, being like, what's the issue? Like,
That's funny.
yeah. It was just like some of those things are. It's just like the imagery so funny.
Course, yeah.
But that was kind of the gays against
But
Groomers.
then you go to CBC, you go, "We need 50 extra."
No, because I could have pulled it off.
Yeah.
That was before we were doing the actor thing. I think I could have pulled it off.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
But or whatever, just went around them or something like that. But I could have pulled off 40 extras. Like we had a pretty good budget.
Yeah, that's
by
true.
the end.
Yeah, if you didn't have to do it like official,
Yeah, but the
pay them all $250 a day.
100%. Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
like a $5,000 bit, but like I could have pulled that off for
Yeah.
like $5,000 or something.
that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
But maybe not four. Maybe it would have been less. But just like 50 gay dudes, like they all snap in unison, like. And then they're all reading off the transcript of like, cut that dick off.
It is weird too, because you think like gays against groomers. You go like on the surface, you go, what's the issue here specifically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
It's like we like gays, we hate groomers.
I know.
It's like a win-win.
Yeah, I guess their point is, it kind of works for them, but it hasn't quite worked the other way around. But it's starting to probably where, the same reason why when they call everyone racist and you go, well, you have no proof of that. They're saying like, you're calling this groomer, you have no proof of it. And you go, oh, you guys like proof now, huh?
Yeah, no shit.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden you guys are.
And then the moment you're showing proof, they go, yeah, we're going to have to zap all your accounts. Sorry about that.
Sure, yeah. It is funny when they zap accounts that literally just post photos, like other people's things.
Other people things, yeah.